Once upon a time, in a land plagued by a terrible pandemic, Snow White found herself living a peaceful life with the 7 dwarfs deep in the enchanted forest. She had fled there to escape the clutches of her cruel stepmother, the Queen, who had always been jealous of Snow White's beauty. It was an idyllic existence, filled with laughter and song, but it was not meant to last. Snow White, like so many others, fell victim to the virus that was sweeping across the land. At first, she thought it was just a cold, but her symptoms quickly angered and she knew she had been infected with COVID. Determined not to spread the virus to the dwarfs, Snow White locked herself in her room and hoped for the best. But it was too late. The virus had already taken hold, and before long, all 7 of the dwarfs fell ill. The dwarfs, who had not been vaccinated, quickly fell ill with severe symptoms of COVID. Snow White, racked with guilt and despair, did everything in her power to care for them, but it was not enough. One by one, the dwarfs passed away, leaving Snow White alone and grief-stricken. In her desperation, Snow White sought help from the huntsman, who she believed could find a cure. But in her weakened state, she infected him as well. The huntsman had been offered the chance to be vaccinated, but he refused, believing that the virus wasn't real or not as dangerous as it was made out to be. He soon fell ill, and despite Snow White's desperate efforts to save him, he too passed away. The Queen, Snow White's stepmother, heard of the tragedy that had befallen the young woman and set out to visit her. The Queen had all the vaccines, but she was refusing to share them with anyone else. Snow White, filled with anger and resentment towards the Queen, intentionally infected her with the virus. The Queen soon fell ill and, despite her access to the vaccines, she too passed away from the virus. Snow White was left alone, surrounded by death and destruction, her heart heavy with grief and her soul filled with despair. She wandered the forest, searching for a cure, but none could be found. The virus had taken everything from her, and there was nothing left but a world of pain and sorrow. Years passed, and Snow White became a ghost of her former self, a shadow of the beautiful, innocent young woman she had once been. Her hair turned grey and her skin became ashen, her once bright eyes now dull and lifeless. In the end, Snow White too fell victim to the virus, her body found lying in the forest, a frozen testament to the destructive power of the pandemic that had ravaged her world. And so, the story of Snow White and the 7 dwarfs came to its tragic end, a cautionary tale of love, loss and the fragility of life, a reminder that the consequences of not getting vaccinated can lead to dire outcomes. The end.